We have one more round of crazy deck profiles for you guys from last weekend. First one is going to be Invoked ABC. Now, I've seen some jank in my day, but I didn't think we would go this far. I literally just feel like your best play is what? Decode Talker plus ABC Dragon Buster and Macabre? But, I mean, how reliant is that going to come up? Also, I kind of don't want to waste my normal summon on this, but I guess it works out in the long run in terms of, like, hypothetical theory. Just like, I mean, like, if it works out for you, it works out for you. I believe that this was a list from a UDS qualifying tournament. I wanted to profile it because it looked very interesting, and interesting is what I like covering on this channel. Just interesting little concepts. So this is ABC Invoked. Now, if you want to play this deck, give it a shot. You know, it might be something you like. It's triple A, 2 Alistair, triple B, triple C, 2 Cockadoodle-Doo, 1 Destrio, 2 Ghost Ogre, 1 Darkworm. Interesting to see maxed out pieces. This logic goes a little bit different as opposed to what Calvin Tahan was playing in his list. B is obviously the best piece, and honestly, playing more than this can often lead to dead draws. Because once you get your soft loop going of being able to just revive everything back to the field through Dragon Buster, you don't really give a fuck, honestly. But I suppose the logic is if you get Macabre established on the board, you should be able to just free dump all of your pieces to the graveyard for monster negations and just move along with your day. So, seems pretty free. Spells 1 Dragon Ravine. I mean, you have 2 submittable targets for this, so it works out. 1 Foolish Burial, 2 Invocation, 2 Magical Meltdown, 1 Monster Reborn, 1 Raigeki, 1 Set Rotation, triple Terraforming, triple Twin Twister, and triple Union Hanger. Very basic lineup for spells. You can get cheeky, you can put in 1 Gateway to Chaos, because you are playing 1 Set Rotation. Fuck it. Spells, or excuse me, traps, 2 Back to the Front, 2 Strike, 1 Warning, and 1 Union Scramble. Now, I'm a little bit indifferent about Union Scramble. It almost literally feels like a win more card at really any stage in the game. Something that I typically only want to side coming up against things that kind of strand me out on a deserted island like a kaiju or something like that. On the extra deck, 2 Proxy Dragon, 2 Decodes. I'd honestly probably got these out. I consider playing the Cleafort guy as a one of. Just my 2 cents. Utopia the Lightning, Baguski Utopia, Diamond Dire, 1 Black Rose, 1 Ancient Fairy, 2 Macabre, and triple Dragon Buster. Side deck, 2 Lancia, 1 Doggleman, 2 Effect Veiler, 1 Gamma Seal, 1 Jizuku, 1 Lightning Strike Kaiju, excuse me, 1 Slumber, 2 Pot of Inquisitive. I honestly haven't seen this tech choice in a little while. But once again, I mean, how often is your Dragon Buster going to be answered by a Kaiju? If this is truly like a local level event, you know, I'd understand this as a side choice. But a little bit more interesting than that. 2 Anti-Spell Fragrance, 2 Mistake, and 2... Way more of an interesting breakdown for this particular deck, being honestly just a heavy monster beat stun version of the deck. Not quite sure how this would test in theory-wise. Definitely needs a Cleafort Genius in this bitch. I would definitely probably want to include that, but definitely looking interesting as opposed to the current Yu-Gi-Oh! That we've kind of come and known and got used to. I like the idea of Alistair, but sometimes I feel like the engine grinds a little bit too much. You know, you gotta remember, you're not being cheeky like ABC True Draco. That was a failed concept getting off the ground. Next up, we have Paleo. Now, I know how much everybody loves paint drying. It's kind of what Paleo is anymore, but this deck has kind of just evolved into the concept of set your hand, play the game. If your opponent outs your entire board, you know, whether or not it be with Sleeper or anything else, well, you know, you're going to have a bad time. And that's one of the things, being a Paleo player, you have to try to get around now, is just your opponent literally answering everything you do. And it's kind of where I like the Anti-Spell Fragrance in this build. You stop Pendulum Magicians. You're only playing 2 spells in this particular deck, which is literally just Desires to net you more cards. But you just start sitting on Totally Awesomes and start moving along with your deck. A very, very simple strategy. It's Yu-Gi-Oh! You know how great these things are. So, this is the Paleo deck list. I believe this finished second at its event. Triple Dupe Frog, 2 Ogre, 2 Marauder Toad, and a Triple Swap Frog. Interesting to see more of an emphasis on Ogre than Ash Blossom, but from a budget standpoint, this is very, very, very cheap. 2 Desires for your only spells, as I said. No confliction with anti-spell. Traps, triple anti-spell Fragrance. 2 Dimensional Bear, 1 Imperial Order. 2 Mirror Force, triple Cadenia, triple Dynamiscus, 2 Lynchy, triple Olenoides, triple Reckless Greed, 1 Solemn Judgment, triple Strike, 1 Warning, 2 Storming, and 2 Unending Nightmare, wrapping up the main deck. Very, very trap-based deck. It's almost like Jinzo could stop this strategy in his tracks. Nobody plays Royal Decree anymore. But it's standardized Paleo. It's not really... I don't really think there's much I'd want to change in the main. 43 cards is a little bit heavy. I mean, just quickly kind of toggle through some of these hands. This hand's not terrible. Love to see 2 Reckless Greeds. This isn't bad. Unfortunately, Desire is into those, so... oh my god, so many frogs. I mean, hey, if it works, it works. Extra deck, triple Miss Starboy, triple Totally Awesome, 1 Sky Cavalry Centaur, triple Babinia, triple Anomalocus, 1 Gimmick Lugos, and 1 Cat Shark. Side deck, 2 Lancia, 2 Little Turtles, 2 Skullmeister, 2 Chaos Trap Hole, 2 Goes in Match, 1 Heavy Storm Duster, 2 Lost Wind, and 2 Mind Crush for evenly matched. This deck doesn't have evenly matched in it. This deck doesn't have Ash Blossoms in it. If you're a budget player and you're like, man, I really want to play some Paleo, well, I mean, here's a list for you. Get your feet wet, experiment. It's one of the things about Yu-Gi-Oh! Sometimes your Formioli isn't the best Formioli. You gotta borrow an idea from somebody else. And last but not least, I told you there was a second Kozmo list with a complete extra deck. Well, this is that other Kozmo list. I believe this was the 170-some people event that this deck finished in top cut. And it is really interesting seeing Kozmo return back to the playing field after a while. As I was talking about last video, Tin Man makes a really big splash. Now this list is not playing evenly matched for the attempt to go second. In the side deck, though, there is a new floodgate called There Can Only Be One. And each player can only control 1 monster of each type. If a player controls 2 or more monsters of the type, they must send monsters to the grave until they control only 1 of that type. Literally, it's Noah's Ark for a floodgate. And I definitely like where this card goes in the game. I've been seeing it a lot more in side choices for more roguish meta picks, but still very, very fucking good. So, main deck, 1 Dark Daddy, 1 Dark Eclipser, only 1 Farm Girl. Very interesting. The previous build we saw more Farm Girls, but she's not as good as she used to be. You have to get in on a direct swing to kind of capitalize on her. 2 Forerunner, 1 Landwalker, triple Slip Rider, 2 Sword Troopers, 2 Strawman, triple Tin Can, and 1 Dark Lady. Strategy's not as good as it used to be with only 1 Dark Destroyer. Spells, 2 Lord Darkness, 1 Dark Hole, 1 Emergency Teleport, 1 Gold Sarcophagus, triple Kozmo Town, 2 MST, 1 for 1, and 1 Terraforming. Traps, triple Call the Haunted, 2 Cosmojo, 2 Oasis, 1 Solemn Judgment, 2 Strike, 1 Warning. No back to the front in this build. Basically, if you're chaining these, you want your opponent to... Well, obviously, you want to chain them. That's why you're playing them. So if your opponent MSTs it, well, free advantage. Side deck, 1 Doggeron, 1 Jizakuru, 1 Kumamungus, 1 Dimensional Fissure, 1 Interrupt Kaiju Slumber, triple Anti-Spell Fragrance, 1 Imperial Order, 1 Macro, 1 Mask Restrict, 1 Skill Drain, and 2... There can only be 1. Interesting, only 1 Mask of Restrict. I think it's more something fucking random. The extra deck, 1 Zen Mains, 1 Centaur, 1 Volcasaurus, Nightmare Shark, Acid, Giga Brilliant, Big Eye, Leviair, Gaia Dragon, Gachi, Corbage, of course, Nova, Infinity, Pallades, and Barbaroid. I'm loving these random ass Kozmo decks kind of just showing up out of the woodwork here. They're more interesting than not, I think, and I think it's kind of what makes them cool. So, as per always, guys, hope you enjoyed this. Please check out the original content down below. And, well, guys, have a good rest of your day. The ride never ends, guys. Make sure you enable those notifications to get the latest videos that are being posted on this channel. Make sure you guys check out VanCole40 for my Cardfight Vanguard channel. And join me and House of Champions on the Zodiac Duelist TV Twitch stream. We'll be interacting with our audiences. And please check out No Limit Gaming and LGTCG.com for the cheapest trading cards on the market. Thanks for watching, guys, and please have a good day.